Hey, this is Avery Strickland. I play basketball for the Lady Vols, and this is the No Playbook podcast.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the show. It's the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts from East Tennessee. Today's guest, someone that has made a big impact on women's basketball in Knoxville, Avery Strickland, a standout player at Farragut High School. Now she's a real difference maker with her hometown Lady Vols. By the way, if you're a Tennessee basketball fan, check out Market Square Madness later this week. Both teams going to kick off the season out in the community with fans. While you're out there, stop by to support a couple of the new supporters of this podcast, the Kennedy on Gay Street or Cafe 4 in Market Square. This podcast is officially brought to you by Stinnett Collision. I get to Avery Strickland right after this. Sit tight.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
Insane. Like, that is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
That's not good.
No, it's disgusting.
That's certainly not good. Well, Avery, thank you so much for joining me. Do people call you Avery or Ace?
Both. It's just whatever.
Where did Ace come from?
Ace really just came from playing softball when I was younger. This is so rude, but we had 3 Averys on our team, and each one of us got a nickname, and mine just stuck throughout. So that's where that came from.
Did any of the other Averys have nicknames that stuck?
No. That's why it's funny. I was the only one that did.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So, thank you so much for joining me. I mean, first up, I think so many people want to hear about the difference with the new coach.
Yeah.
How's that kind of transition going?
It's different. It's the transition, like, I guess she, like, helped us early, but now, like, we're full go. So I've never ran so much in my life. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, we're in the best shape of our lives, and everything's so fast. There's so much structure, so much discipline, and a lot of accountability. Like, if you like mess up a drill in practice, like, she points you out and then you have to go run for it or push your sled or do whatever the punishment is for the day. And we have a whiteboard with everyone's names on it. So if, like, you miss a box out or I guess you don't call back, then you get a tally and then you have to run at the end of practice for it. So
sometimes that stuff can be, like, negatively received by the team, but what would you say is the response so far?
I would say, like, it's honestly good because, like, we don't realize how much we do it wrong, especially for it being preseason. Well, yeah, early in the preseason. So I think it's good for us to realize, like, where we struggle, and she helps us. And we watch a lot of film, but, like, not too much to where it drowns us, but a good amount.
That's great. You guys got that market, what is it called? Market Madness at Market Square coming up?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
So one of the places I work with now is one of the restaurants we own is Cafe 4. So that's right there in Market Square. So I'm excited about being there as a part of it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
How does how does it go? I've never seen it before.
So basically the men's and the women's team will come in on buses, and, like, you know where that, like, little area is with the covering and, like, the stage? So so we'll walk out there, and they have, like, little runway, and people will stand there. They, like, do little walkout songs, and we'll walk out and, like, hype up the crowd. And I think we usually play a few games, but I think this year they're doing more interactive things with the fans. I'm not for sure, but, like, playing gotcha and stuff. And then I think our coaches will speak, and that's the night. So I'm excited for that.
So you call it gotcha, not knockout.
Yeah, I say gotcha.
Do you have you talk about walkout song. Do you have a walkout song specific for you?
I mean, I do, but I don't know if I want to share. I want people to see it in action, you know?
Okay, that's going to be a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Excellent. I always like that topic when I have baseball players on. Like, how
Yeah,
did you come up with that song?
I feel like when I played softball, I had so many different walk-up songs. Like I can't even tell you what it was because I'd switch it like twice, like
Yeah.
every other year. So
So that's one of the things. I know you had so much success as a softball player and a track athlete too, right?
yes,
Did you have trouble selecting basketball as your go-to, your main focus?
honestly, when I was younger, I told myself I wanted to play softball and basketball in college. And then, like, as I got into high school, I just realized, like, I had more love for basketball. And I didn't know, like, because softball, like, that's a real commitment playing in college. Like, they practice, like, 3 hours a day. And I was like, I think I just want to play basketball. Like I love the pace and everything about it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna play. And in high school, we were really successful, so I felt like I did as much as I really wanted to in the sport. So I was just really thankful for that. And track, I wouldn't say I loved track. I just kind of did it to stay in shape and have fun because a lot of my friends ran, and I just ended up being pretty good at it. So
It's good. You won a state championship, right?
I won a state championship in softball my junior year, and then I didn't play softball my senior year and ran track my senior year. And I think we got second at state for the 4x400. So
Still, that's phenomenal.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's success. So is it, do you ever have any moments of like being surreal, kind of being a local Knoxville girl from Farragut playing for the Lady Vols?
Honestly, yes. And I have like, there's this one game I remember vividly going to because my brother actually played baseball here his freshman year of college. So I was begging him to take me to a Lady Vols game. So he asked one of his coaches for tickets, and they're like, "Why do you want tickets to the Lady Vols game?" He's like, "My sister wants to go." So they're like, "Okay." Like for his visit, we went to the Lady Vols game, and they played Stanford that year, and I was like, I think I was in third grade, and I just remember being like in awe, and I loved it so much, and I was in love with the Lady Vols, and I just now when I put that jersey on, I was like, wow, this is really real. Like God's brought me all this way. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, now you did you, I guess, verbal commit to West Virginia,
Yeah, that's a story in itself,
and then
honestly.
you went to Pitt.
Yeah, I had like
I
two
mean,
weeks
that's
to find a new school. Went to Pittsburgh. I love the school and everything. Just the team. There was a few issues there. Like we were pretty good. We just had some issues off the court, and then I ended up back at Tennessee, which is awesome.
what was that like when you finally got that offer, like for a spot on the team?
I don't know. Like I kind of didn't. I wasn't like wanting them to necessarily reach out and be like, "Oh, I want to go to Tennessee so bad this round." Like I just wanted to find somewhere I would be for the next 3 years. And when they reached out, and I really just fell in love with everything about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely supposed to be back here." Like it wasn't like I have to be a Lady Vol, but I love that I fell in love with being a Lady Vol, not just the idea of it.
That's great. That's great. It wasn't like third grade Avery that was
Yeah,
loving it.
no.
It was, grown up.
Yeah, grown up Avery.
You're coming here for the right reasons.
hmm
That's good. So now, we met at an NIL event for you at Dick's
Yeah.
House of Sport. I'd love to hear. I actually just had a conversation with Kian with
Yeah.
the Booster
Lady
Club.
Vol.
So, uh,
Yeah.
just talk about what the NIL landscape is like for you and some other Lady Vols.
Yeah, so like for our team, like we have so many opportunities and I feel like it's like continually growing. So like a lot of my teammates or I think all of them actually are signed with the Lady Ball Booster Club and they give us like opportunities to like go to donor dinners and make a good amount of money there or like go to events and like just do different things for the community. And then like we also I know the volunteer club is big and a few of our teammates are signed with them. I'm not exactly sure what they do there, but I heard that was good. And I know just me personally, I've reached out to a lot of like local businesses being the hometown girl and just going around and like um, doing business with them. I've really enjoyed that. So it's really what you make of it. But the Lady Ball Booster Club and the volunteer club have been good to us.
So I'm not still with Covenant, but are you still going to be doing that event with Fort Sanders Health and Fitness
I
Center?
think so. Yeah, I was really wanting to. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there if my schedule allows it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I was talking with Kia and I've talked with Terry in the past. Um, one thing I've noticed, I don't know if it's funny or what, but I've noticed there's a lot of UT athletes that are dating.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, going back to like Uros and Kiki Malloy, like
Yeah.
there's been a lot of couples, but now with my current job, marketing director for Kennedy Concepts, some of the places, but a great date spot, took my wife there last weekend, is the Kennedy on Gay Street. I was like, I want to get Avery and Grant to come on like a date night to this place. That's a heck of an
Stop.
NIL. I mentioned that to Kia and she's like, I love the idea. So talking about just some of the options there, but
Wait, that would be awesome. I love that.
wouldn't that be cool? You guys come
Yeah.
out. I mean, you get the benefit of just, having a nice date night out
Mhm.
and, we can get some, whatever, the social media boost. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I love
those kind
that.
of things are, those kind of things are cool. And what I love about NIL as a business guy, a marketing dude, is that so much of the community hasn't figured out yet how to work it. But like
Mhm.
using you all as influencers basically really helps boost business. And
Yeah.
obviously it's great for you. So it's great
Mhm.
all around.
Yeah.
So, what about post graduation? Have you put any thought into that yet?
Honestly, no. That sounds so awful, but like I'm very much a go the flow type girl. Um, I could definitely see myself like playing professionally, whether that like be going overseas or being in the league. Like I want to travel and like experience life like that. And then my major is in sports management, and so that's like business management. And then I have a minor in child and family studies because I could possibly see myself being a teacher. So I'm like coach, teacher, life, leadership. I don't know, somewhere in that area. So we'll just figure it out. I know the
Yeah,
opportunity will be there, and wherever I'm supposed to be, I'll be.
there you go. I feel like my wife would want me to point out, like, she tells people that want to be a teacher, she's
Hmm.
like, don't do it. She's
Yeah.
she's a kindergarten teacher, has been for like 20
Oh my
years, and she's
goodness.
just like, yeah.
Kindergarten. My mom is a special education teacher at Carnes High School, and she loves it.
Oh,
Yeah, and a
great.
lot of my friends are special education majors, so I'm like, that's awesome.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent. So now, um, I love doing this. Can you share with me something that very few people know about you?
Oh shoot. Um, sports wise, I
Even if it's
guess.
like a personal hobby or something like that.
Oh, personal hobby. I love to be outdoors and I love to go hiking. And I just got a dog. Her name is Joe. I got her from the shelter on puppy day, and I absolutely just love going outside and like going on walks with her. I love being
Kind of
outside.
puppy.
We don't know what she is, but we looked it up. We think she's like an Australian Kelpie mix with a pit bull.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So you'll have to look it up. She's cute.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun figuring out. We've got a dog that we got from uh Golden Retriever Rescue, and they told us it was a Golden
Aw.
Retriever. We got it. We're like, this is not a Golden Retriever, but he's the
Yeah.
best.
They're always the best dogs though from the
Yeah.
shelter.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the extra story, like they're like, we found him at a Weigel's off the interstate, and we're like, well, this guy is hilarious.
Literally.
Yeah. So Um, and one question everybody gets in the show: share with me an unforgettable sports memory for you, both as a spectator and as an athlete.
Um, let's see. I'll say an athlete first. It was definitely went going to state with my high school basketball team because my high school had never been to state before, and we ended up getting runners up that year, and that was a surreal experience because like no one believed in us, and we knew we could, and it was just like getting there and like showing everyone that we were that team and we were that good was awesome. And I had so much fun doing it with my best friends. So that was probably one of my best sports memories. Also winning state championship in high school for softball. And then as a spectator, this is going to sound really random, but I went to an Astros baseball game with my brother like a few years back, and I swear they hit like 6 home runs in a row, and like the fireworks just kept going off, kept going off, kept going off, and it was just like so much fun. I don't know what it was, but I just had so much fun at that game. So
It's fun the way some of those little things like that could have just been a normal regular season game, but
yeah,
those will stick with you.
yeah, it was probably just because I was with my brother and we had a good time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, for talking about your unforgettable memory as an athlete, actually, I had Annie Priest on the
Oh
show. That was
yeah.
maybe a year ago, and she referenced that same season.
Yes, I love that girl.
Yeah, I mean, she's killing it too. Now
She
she's a senior, I
is.
guess.
Yes. So I'm wishing them luck. I hope they do really well this year.
Do you ever get back to support the Farragut
Yeah,
team?
I try to go back as much as I can, but their schedule, it's crazy. So I'll go for a few games, but then I just end up being back on campus.
You talk about your schedule. Is it extremely like you get, do they send you a schedule like this is exactly what it is? This is your off time and all
Yeah,
that?
it's exactly like that. We'll get like a monthly schedule, and it can change week by week, but it's usually like we'll have practice. So we've been having practice like from 2:30 to, so it's like 3 hours. So 5:30, and then we'll have weights after. So we'll get, so 2:30 to like 6:30 we'll have practice all day, and I have classes before, and then like once you get home you just want to lay in bed because you do the same thing the next day. And Fridays we as a team collectively decided to have 6 a.m. practices. So we do that. We go 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And honestly, it's nice because you get like the rest of your day and your weekend, but getting up is the hardest part.
What was that collective decision like? People like, let's just knock it out.
Yeah, that's what everyone say. Because like honestly, waiting for it is the worst part. Like just going at it it's good to just get it done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. Very different mode, but we've started going to 7:30 church on Sunday just because then we got the whole rest of the day after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
hear that. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'll be
I'm sorry
happy
it
to
was so
connect with the
hard. It was so hard to get a date. I was like, we finally got one. I was like,
no,
this
I
has
get
been
it.
so difficult, but we got it
Yeah.
done. You?
Thank you so much. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon.
You too. Bye bye.
Thanks. Go Balls.